President Donald Trump finally broke his silence and weighed in on Roy Moore, and it was bad.
Are you ready to start talking about Roy Moore at all?
Yeah, I'll be talking. I can tell you one thing for sure. We don't need a liberal person in there, a Democrat. Jones, I've looked at his record. It's terrible in crime. It's terrible in the border. It's terrible in the military. I can tell you for a fact, we do not need somebody that's going to be bad on crime, bad on borders, bad with the military, bad for the Second Amendment.
Mr. President, is an accused child molester better than a Democrat? Is an accused
Well, he
child
denies
molester
it.
better
Look,
than
he
a
denies it. I mean, if you look at what is really going on and you look at all the things that have happened over the last 48 hours, he totally denies it. He says it didn't happen. And, you know, you have to listen to him also. You're talking about, he said 40 years ago this did not happen. And I do have to say, 40 years is a long time. He's run 8 races, and this has never come up. So 40 years is a long time. The women are Trump voters. Most of them are Trump voters. All you can do is you have to do what you have to do. He totally denies it.
All you can do is you have to do what you have to do. He said that after he said the women are Trump voters. What does that mean? All you can do is you have to do what you have to do. To me, that sounds like, hey, Trump voters who are accusing him of sexual assault, take one for the team. You gotta do what you gotta do. What are you gonna do? You know, hey, Roy Moore, just suck it up, vote for him. He denies it. And all, again, isn't that amazing? Many of the women who are accusing Roy Moore of doing these things, by the way, some of the things the media spoke about were not illegal, like when he was 30 some odd years old dating a 16 or 17-year-old or 17-year-old or 8-year-old. Super creepy, not illegal. So I wouldn't even bring those up. I mean, you could put it as a side point, but the real crime was the fucking 14-year-old that he picked up outside of a court hearing when the mom was inside. He picked her up, took her out into the woods, tried to get her to touch his penis, got her naked. There's another story, again, the one who made a big deal about, I'm a Trump voter, is a woman who he took in a parking lot behind a building and tried to sexually assault her. And she was like, I was not consenting, it's not okay, and I'm a Trump voter, so you can't, that's their way of trying to establish credibility. Now, the reality is in either situation, you should go, oh, well, let's hear it out. And let's look into it, whether it's a Trump voter or not. But that's her way of saying, listen, I'm Alabama to my core. I'm a Republican to my core. Would I lie about the fucking Republican in the race? That's basically the point she's trying to make. And Trump knows that. And Trump's like, yeah, but, you know, what are you going to do? You have to do what you have to do. We don't want a liberal in there, right? But the part of that pissed me off the most. Actually, there's 2 parts. You didn't see the end part. They ask him, what's your message to women? And Trump goes, oh, yeah, no, all this stuff is great with all these women coming out and talking about all this different stuff. I'm very supportive. Over a dozen women accused him. And the charges against him go as bad as rape in the case of Donald Trump. Okay? So he's not supportive. What that means is, because he just downplayed and said, Roy Moore, vote for him anyway, he obviously is not going to cop to the allegations against him. What does he mean when he said, oh, they're women, great? What he means is, against Al Franken, he means it in a purely partisan way. Hey, circle the wagons when it's a Republican. No, we didn't do it. But the Democrats, every single case, every single situation, guilty. So I love when the women come out, but when it's against Democrats. When it's Republicans, fake news, we didn't do it. When it's against Democrats, totally, terrible. So they're going to try to torpedo every Democrat where there's allegations. Torpedo them. Get rid of them. And the Republicans where there's allegations, fake news. Fake news. You see the way the game is rigged? Do you see how the deck is stacked? Deck is stacked. Deck is stacked. Well done. I used to be dyslexic. Apparently I still am. But the part that pissed me off more was, he goes, oh, Doug Jones, look, I looked at his record. He's bad on crime. But the accused child molester, on the other hand, pretty good on crime. If any of the multiple allegations against him are true, obviously he's not tough on crime unless he arrests himself. What are you talking about? You can't make that point. God, it's so stupid. But even if you say, Kyle, hold on, allegations don't equal guilt, put that aside. Okay, let's do that for a second, for argument's sake. You said the Democrat is bad on crime. Roy Moore lost 2 jobs as a judge. Why? Because he broke the law. Under the Constitution, under the First Amendment, we're a secular government. We're a secular nation. He said, I'm going to keep up these 10 commandments in my courthouse. The federal government said, no, bitch, got to take it down, not open for debate. He goes, wrong. Yes, it is. And so he had to step down for violating the Constitution, did that multiple times. Literally, his own record is being terrible on crime, is breaking the law. So it's, listen, man, it's all Republican base tribalism. That's what Trump is showing right here. And there's no decency. None whatsoever. No consistency, no decency. And it's really fucking sad.